the class. In this video, we have to discuss about the chemistry of D block elements. I am Dr. Durga Pravina, lecturer in chemistry, SCS Government Degree College, Narayanapuram. In this topic, we have to discuss the characteristics of D block elements with special reference to electronic configuration, variable valence, stability of various oxidation states, magnetic properties, catalytic properties, ability to form complexes. D block elements are the elements which can be found from the 3rd group to the 12th group of the modern periodic table. The valence electron of these elements fall under d orbital. That's why these elements are called D block elements, and they can also be referred to as transition elements or transition metals. These are the D block elements which varies from 3rd B to 2B. That means this is the 3rd B series, this is the 4th B series, this is 5th B series, 6th B, 7th B, and these 3 rows are 8th B, 1B, 2B. And from scandium to zinc, these are the 3D series elements. From yttrium to cadmium, these are the 4D series. And from lanthanum to mercury, these are the 5D series. And 6D series contains actinides to some other elements, new elements. Electronic configuration. Coming to the electronic configuration, D block elements have a general electronic configuration of n-d1 to 10 ns1 to 2. That means the last electron, that's electron enters into the d orbital, and these elements can find stability in half-filled orbitals and completely filled d orbitals. So coming to the chromium, it is an example of D block element which have a configuration of 3d5 4s1. Actually its configuration is 3d4 4s2, but what we said, the half-filled orbitals are more stable. That's why 3d5, the electron from the s orbital enters into the 3d orbital to get the stability of 3d shell. So its electronic configuration is 3d5 4s1. And for the copper, its electronic configuration is 3d10 4s1, not the 3d9 4s2. This can be attributed to the relative stability of the completely filled d orbitals. Similarly, zinc, mercury, cadmium and copernicium exhibit completely filled orbitals in their ground states and in their general oxidation states as well. For this reason, these metals are not considered as transition elements, whereas other are D block elements. Why? Because these elements contain completely filled d orbitals and s orbitals. These are the electronic configuration of 3D series elements. From scandium to zinc, the electronic configuration is argon 3d1 4s2 to argon 3d10 4s2. This is the electronic configuration of 4D series elements. These are the yttrium, zirconium, niobium, molybdenum, technetium, ruthenium, rhodium, palladium, silver, cadmium. The electronic configuration, this is the 4D series elements, that's why krypton 4d1 5s2 to 4d10 5s2. Similarly, electronic configuration of 5D series elements: lanthanum, hafnium, tantalum, tungsten, rhenium, osmium, iridium, platinum, gold and mercury, and the electron enters into the 5D shell. So the elements from 5d1 to 5d10, that is 57 to 80 elements, 80 atomic number element. These are the 3D series elements: scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. Variable valence. It is one of the most striking features of the transition elements. All transition elements exhibit various oxidation states. This is due to the fact that there is only a small energy difference between ns orbitals and n-1d orbitals. The variable oxidation states depends upon the number of d electrons take part and bond formation. The range of variation is from +2 to +7. In any element, the minimum oxidation state is given by the number of outer s electrons and the maximum oxidation state is given by the sum of the outer s and unpaired d electrons. So minimum oxidation state is from the ns orbitals. Maximum oxidation state is from the ns plus n minus 1 d orbitals. The maximum oxidation state of first transition state series is +7 and it is exhibited by manganese. And in the second and third transition state series, maximum oxidation state is +8. It can be exhibited by ruthenium, osmium as ruthenium tetroxide, osmium tetroxide. These are the oxidation state of 3D A series element. So this is the minimum oxidation state of 4s, that is here the +2 is the minimum oxidation state of all these, except here the chromium 4s1 and copper 4s1. So that's why here the +1 oxidation state came, and here also +1 oxidation state is the minimum oxidation state. For all others, the minimum oxidation state is +2. And the maximum oxidation state depends upon the ns and nd orbitals. So 2 + 1 3. Here 2 + 2 4. 2 + 3 5. Similarly, up to manganese, its oxidation state is +7. Whereas in case of iron, the 2 electrons are paired. So that's why here the available unpaired electrons are 4 only. So 4 + 2 6. Here 3 + 2 4. Here the 3d7. There are another 2 electrons. 2 electrons will be paired. So that's why the maximum oxidation state comes to outermost electronic configuration of 4s and 3d unpaired electrons. So these are the oxidation state of 3D series elements. Stability of oxidation states. The ionization values of transition elements determine the stability of various oxidation states of these elements. So lattice energy, enthalpy of sublimation determines the stability of a particular oxidation state. The stability of a particular oxidation state depends upon the nature of the combining element. Coming to the magnetic properties, these d block elements are divided into or classified into paramagnetic substances, diamagnetic substances and ferromagnetic substances. Substances which are weakly attracted into the magnetic field are called paramagnetic substance. It can be caused by the number of unpaired electrons present in the transition metal atoms. So these are the paramagnetic behavior. Coming to the diamagnetic substances which are repelled by the magnetic field are called diamagnetic substances. And ferromagnetism, it is a special character of paramagnetic substances which are strongly attracted by the magnetic field are called ferromagnetic substances. These substances retain their magnetism even on removing the magnetic field also. Some of the examples are iron, cobalt, nickel. The magnetic character of a substance is expressed in terms of their magnetic moment. That is mu is equal to square root of n into n plus 2, where n is n number of unpaired electrons. For example, if suppose the number of unpaired electrons is 0, we will get like 0 into 0 plus 2, that is 0 Bohr magnetons. If suppose the number of unpaired electrons are 1, we will get root 3, that is 1.732 Bohr magnetons. So depending upon the number of unpaired electrons, we will get this magnetic moment value. And next, coming to the catalytic property, it is one of the important properties of d block elements. Catalysts are important for the industrial bulk production of many chemicals. Many d block elements are metals in their ionic form and being used as a catalyst on many chemical and biological reactions. Most transition elements act as good catalysts because of their presence of vacant d orbitals, the tendency to exhibit variable oxidation states, and the tendency to form reaction intermediates, the presence of defect in their crystal lattices. These are the properties of the d block elements. That's why they can be acted as a good catalyst, so that they can provide a large surface area, so that the absorption of allowing sufficient time to react, may interact with the reactors through their empty orbitals, may actively interact by redox reaction through their multiple oxidation states. Some of the examples of catalytic substances: nickel is a d block element which can be used in hydrogenation of oils. Iron, which can be used in synthesis of ammonia in Haber process. Platinum, synthesis of HNO3 in Ostwald process. Synthesis of H2SO4 in contact process vanadium pentoxide. Cobalt can be used in decomposition of bleaching powder, and manganese dioxide can be used in decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. Ability to form complexes. Transition elements exhibit strong tendency to form complex compounds with molecules like CO, NH3, NO, and ions like F-, chloride, nitride, cyanide. These molecules are ions which attach to the metal ion form complexes are called ligands. Ligands carry one or more lone pair of electrons on their central atom. Ions of transition metal have small size, large charge, and suitable electronic configuration. That's why they can form complexes easily. The ease of formation of complexes depend upon the position of element in the periodic table and its oxidation state. The stability of the complexes increases with increase in atomic number of transition metal atoms. Similarly, in a group, the stability of complexes increases with decrease of the size of the element provided in the same oxidation state. So, another one is here we have to discuss the weak ligands can form transition elements in zero or low oxidation states. Similarly, at the same time, ions which are unstable in simple compounds become stable when they are complexed. For example, Mn in its +3 oxidation state it is unstable, but whenever it can form a complex like MnCN6 3- complex, it is stable. Similarly, Ag+2 ion is unstable, but Ag pyridine complex is stable. Thank you.